About the Indiana Fever, more specifically, now all three of these entities have responded to the allegation. Erica Wheeler, Kelsey Mitchell, and Caitlin.
All right, this is crazy. Before we jump into the unbelievable story involving Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell, do me one quick favor. If you're enjoying this kind of content, smash that like button and hit subscribe. Seriously, over 98% of you watch without subscribing. It costs nothing, but makes a massive difference for us. Did you click it? Awesome. Thank you. Now, check this out. Caitlin Clark just said something that's going to stop you in your tracks. I don't think anyone in our league should be facing any sort of racism. Powerful words. But trust me, there's way more to this story, and the way she and Kelsey Mitchell are handling it will absolutely blow your mind.
Allegations made by WNBA players that Indiana Fever fans are vicious, racist. Now, all three of these entities have responded to the allegation. They're just launching racial slurs all over.
You're not going to believe this. WNBA fans are actually being called out for racism. Yeah, you heard that right. The twist? There's no video evidence to back up Alyssa Thomas's claims that some Indiana Fever fans used racial slurs. So now everyone's left scratching their heads, wondering if this really happened, that it's like a giant puzzle, and the entire basketball world is trying to piece it together.
It's not actually recorded or anything anywhere.
And yes, getting booed at an away stadium or an away arena is something that happens in sports.
People happen to have cell phones with audio devices that can record.
And here's where things get really interesting. Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell have stepped forward, and what they're saying is not what anyone expected. Trust me, you're going to want to stick around, because their response flips this entire conversation on its head.
Is that the norm? Is that enough for now multiple players to just be calling a fan base, just label them? Seems like that could happen too, but I guess not. I guess that's not possible.
Yeah, it's definitely upsetting. I don't think nobody in our league should be facing any sort of racism, hurtful, disrespectful.
Listen closely. Clark and Mitchell didn't just give safe, generic answers. They dropped shocking insights that bring a whole new perspective to the situation. What they revealed will make you completely rethink how you see this entire controversy.
So Caitlin Clark spoke out about, well, she answered a question about all of the online discourse and trolls, which...
But there are a lot of really good fans, whether they've been fans for 20 plus years or whether they're new fans in our league. You know, those aren't fans, those are trolls, and it's a real disservice to the people in our league, the organization. I think continuing to uplift this league in a very positive light is the best thing that we can do.
Caitlin Clark isn't holding anything back. She admits the racism allegations are painful and unsettling, but here's the truly powerful part. Instead of dwelling on the negativity, she's turning it into a moment of purpose, using the spotlight to highlight everything positive and empowering that's happening in the WNBA right now.
There are so many great players, there's so many great teams, there are so many positive storylines that can be written and celebrated. And
I was just even looking to see what like the big WNBA people, these like legacy fans that, you know, hate all the new fans. I genuinely think that there's going to be some responses being like, oh, she's trying to deflect the topic off the real thing. She's trying to focus on basketball and this is bigger than basketball.
For me, that's why I became a fan of this league, is these people were my idols. I grew up wanting to be like them.
And you know what's truly amazing about all this? It feels like Caitlin Clark is reminding everyone why we're all here in the first place, for the pure love of the game. But she's not making it about herself. Clark's using this moment to shine a light on others, celebrating the great players, the incredible teams, and the positive stories that are still being written across the league. She's shifting the energy from controversy to connection, from negativity to unity.
Enter in Kelsey Mitchell and Erica Wheeler. And man, their answers are really good, really well thought out, and really professional. People are coming after them right now over this answer. People are lit.
And she's not alone in that mindset. Erica Wheeler and Kelsey Mitchell are stepping up in a big way, showing the world what real professionalism looks like. Mitchell laid it out perfectly, saying, "We only have control over our employees within our organization, and we don't tolerate that kind of behavior." Crystal clear. No drama, just leadership.
Let's listen.
With time after the break, it got better. So the future is very bright for those two.
I think that for us, we err on the side of professionalism in a lot of different ways, and we can only control what's in our organization within our people.
I mean, we can't control what someone else says. Like, for the more like,
no matter what color you are, whatever you carry or possess, I think for us, we focus on the basketball.
It's clear now. They're drawing a line in the sand and saying, this is who we are. This is what we stand for. Mitchell has her entire team laser focused on what truly matters, their culture, their integrity, and most importantly, winning games that's not just team spirit, that's championship mentality.
I think continuing to uplift and, represent this league in a positive way is the best thing that we can do.
Good things in the league. Let's talk about the good players. I can guarantee you there are people that are going to be like that. Again, let's talk about the fact that these trolls are trolls. Let's talk about all the good fans. Let's talk about all the new.
She is about the most media-savvy sports entity I have seen in a very...
And let's take a second to appreciate how Caitlin Clark is handling this tidal wave of attention, that she's not flustered, not defensive. She's composed, thoughtful, and direct as she's tackling these difficult questions head-on, while constantly steering the conversation back to what actually matters, the game, the growth, and the fans, that it's like watching a veteran pro at work. Except she's just getting started.
WNBA players have endured this season. This was her answer. He should have asked her about the hate that she receives as a straight white player in the league. She can navigate these situations. Now, James Boyd did acknowledge after the fact.
There's so many great players and teams, and obviously that is the best thing. She basically said in different words exactly.
Here's the best part. Clark and Mitchell aren't just talking about professionalism and growth, that they're living it, that they're showing everyone how to handle controversy with grace and focus, and still keep the spotlight on the bigger picture. Clark especially has this incredible ability to zoom out and see beyond herself, that she's not just thinking about her stats or her team. She's thinking about the entire league. She genuinely believes that the best way forward is to lift the WNBA up, keep the message positive, and make sure every conversation, even the hard ones, ultimately helps the game grow.
0.54 million viewers tune in for Caitlin Clark, and then Diana Taurasi retires, and Caitlin Clark is a generational talent. It's who they want to watch, and that's all there is to it. Diana Taurasi retires, and not even half that tuned in. Sorry about your luck. Not interested.
Like, we don't condone any of those things. Like, for the more, eyes been on us since C got drafted.
Now get this. Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell aren't just playing basketball right now. They're redefining it. What these two are doing on the court is absolutely extraordinary. The numbers alone are jaw-dropping, that they're averaging a combined 37.7 points per game, which is already elite. But since the Olympic break, they've turned it up to an unreal 51.3 points per game. That's not just good, that's the best backcourt in the entire league. And Clark? She's not just scoring, she's making history, that she's responsible for 37.3 points per game when you count both her buckets and her assists. That's MVP level dominance. But don't think for a second that Mitchell is playing second fiddle. When the game's on the line, final 5 minutes, score within 5. Mitchell is shooting an unbelievable 62.5%. That's not pressure, that's precision, and fans have noticed. People are already comparing Clark and Mitchell to some of the greatest duos ever. Think Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, that they've even earned a nickname. The Splash Sisters sweat droplets, honestly, it fits perfectly. They play fast, fluid, and fearless, like Showtime Lakers energy with a modern twist, always moving, always connecting. Always finding that perfect shot, that if you want to know how in sync they are, just picture this. Clark grabs the ball nearly 3/4 down the court, fires a laser pass right into Mitchell's hands, and before you can even blink, Mitchell hits a behind-the-back pass for a layup. It actually happened during a game against the Dallas Wings, and it was so smooth you had to rewind the replay just to believe it. But here's what really makes this duo special. It's not just their chemistry on the court. Off the court, Mitchell has made it her mission to protect Clark, making sure the rookie feels safe, supported, and mentally grounded through all the noise. Because let's be real, the league's been in chaos lately. Between controversies, criticism, and constant scrutiny, it would be easy for them to lose focus. But instead, they've turned all of it into fuel that they're showing everyone what it truly means to be a professional athlete. Poised, resilient, and unshakably focused on the mission. Win games, lift teammates, and elevate the league. All that outside drama, it's just background noise that they've put on the blinders, but in the best way possible, staying locked in on what really matters. Clark and Mitchell aren't just surviving the storm, they're thriving in it, transforming every ounce of controversy into pure motivation.
Everything but coming out and saying this entire narrative you're hearing is a joke.
It's organization and us winning games, and that's what we did. So, but for the most part, we don't condone that. Like I said, a comment before, like, it's a lot of things that try to come in this building and to pull us apart that we just didn't let. However,
and they were real professional, and guess what? They're getting just destroyed.
At the heart of it all, it's really about the great players, the great teams, and the uplifting stories that deserve to be told and celebrated. And the best part? That kind of energy spreads. Caitlin Clark isn't just talking about positivity. She's living it every single night on the floor, reminding everyone why she fell in love with the WNBA in the first place. And right beside her is Kelsey Mitchell, leading by example. She's not wasting a single second on things beyond her control. Instead, she's locked in, focused on what matters most, the team, the mission, and the win.
The teammates are unbelievable people. I'll put Erica Wheeler on that, like, if you're asking.
It's organization and us winning games, and that's what we did. So, but for the most part, we don't condone that. So for us, our ears been blocked out longer than most people, if that make any sense. So
person of the year in the WNBA, that might it's probably.
Players with that kind of mindset don't just become good, they become legends, and this is where it gets truly fascinating. Clark and Mitchell aren't only playing phenomenal basketball, they're redefining how people talk about the game itself. They've set a new standard of professionalism, composure, and grace, even while facing intense scrutiny and pressure that could shake the league to its core. But instead of giving in, they've risen above it, choosing unity over division, substance over noise. Their play is proof. Record-breaking performances, dazzling highlight reels, and leadership that's impossible to ignore. Clark's command of the media spotlight is nothing short of a masterclass. She doesn't dodge tough questions or rely on pre-written sound bites. She meets challenges head-on, always steering the conversation back to what truly matters, the team, the league, and the love of the game. That's not PR, that's pure character.
She still just got hate, but at least now it's going to be hard to see how they twist their words. And one thing is, she's done nothing but try to uplift the league, defend everyone around her, but like, she has defended people cheap-shotting her. She's sometimes, in the Kennedy Carter situation, she has defended someone who realistically probably
And Mitchell, she's right there with her, showing everyone what it truly means to be a team player, that she's not just thinking about herself as a veteran. She's making sure Clark feels supported physically, mentally, and emotionally as she navigates her rookie season. That's the kind of teammate every player dreams of having. And when Clark speaks about promoting the WNBA in a positive light, it's not just a catchy quote, it's a vision. She's laying out a blueprint for the future of women's basketball. Both Clark and Mitchell are playing for something far bigger than themselves. Their commitment goes beyond the scoreboard. It's about lifting the entire league.
She still just got hate, but at least now it's going to be hard to see how they twist their words. And one thing is,
for what it is they said, but the wokes, they're coming after them. They're coming after him. So Kelsey Mitchell was asked about her future. A lot of people really gave them a lot of credit.
And if you deal best with it by doing that, by leaning on your family and stuff, you shouldn't have to bring that into the public.
What we're witnessing right now is a new gold standard for how athletes handle adversity, that it's not about finger pointing or excuses. It's about control, focusing on what you can do, supporting your teammates, and pushing to be better every day. Fans are tuning in not just for the highlight plays, but to watch two athletes who are completely redefining what professionalism looks like. Clark and Mitchell are proving that you can be fierce competitors on the court and still be role models off it. That's the kind of balance only true leaders can achieve.
Just like Caitlin Clark has no moral responsibility to appease certain groups of fans that she'll never win with. If Caitlin Clark doesn't want to bring it to light and she feels that's the best way, then let her do it. And I don't think Caitlin has any obligation while I don't think she has any obligation to speak out about some of the stuff.
Now, let's pause for a second and appreciate what these two are actually doing. Clark and Mitchell aren't just playing basketball, they're rewriting the entire script. Their stats are off the charts, their chemistry electric, their performance is breathtaking. But what's even more remarkable is how they're handling all the off-court noise. The distractions, the drama, the controversies, none of it is pulling them off track. They're laser focused on the only thing that matters, the game and their team. It's almost unreal. Like they've tapped into something superhuman.
Those aren't fans, those are trolls, and it's a real disservice to the people in our league, the organization. I think continuing to uplift this league in a very positive light is the best thing that we can do, because yeah, it's definitely upsetting. I don't think nobody in our league should be facing any sort of racism, hurtful, disrespectful. There are so many great players, there's so many great teams, there are so many positive storylines that can be written.
And that's the real victory here. Clark and Mitchell aren't just changing the way the game is played, they're changing the way it's seen. They're reshaping how the world views women's basketball and what leadership truly means, that they've become more than athletes. They're architects of a new era. Game changers in every sense of the word.